Very interesting, right? Today I want to talk to you guys about cholesterol, because a lot of people are getting freaked out about cholesterol, and they're just going by these like terms that we've heard on the commercials with statin drugs, right? The cholesterol and fat and low fat and all this kind of stuff. People are concerned that if they do a ketogenic diet, they're going to have a heart attack and die from the saturated fat. So I wanted to explain some concepts so you guys can have a better understanding that we are made out of fat, protein, and water. But we're made out of fat, we're made out of a lot of cholesterol molecules. And in fact, our bodies make cholesterol. Our bodies make 75% of our own cholesterol. Values and numbers. So why would Mother Nature be so stupid as to make 75% of your cholesterol, and that's going to give you a heart attack? It just doesn't make any sense. So scientists have now understood that dietary cholesterol does not cater to your LDL small particle size. It's essentially what you eat, saturated fat-wise, has nothing to do with your LDLs. The problem is with certain fats is the oxidation process, like trans fats coming from freaking way high, too high cooked fats, all fats essentially, but animal fats are more stable. Think about it, guys. Yesterday was like 104 in Cali, but my body will not like melt and fall apart. Body fat is very stable in high and cold temperatures. Plant fats don't do quite well. So when you heat up plant fats, they tend to oxidize. So a lot of you guys are heating up your olive oil too high, and it's already oxidizing in its jars or glass bottles before you even get it in your kitchen. Just saying. So, yes, what's the problem with cholesterol? So if you do a ketogenic protocol and you're having a lot of bacon, you're having a lot of egg yolks, you're having a lot of ribeye, and you're having, pork rib and chicken wings that are really greasy, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Especially the amount of butter. Butter is just so divine. It's just so divine. You guys have no idea. So this is my body from eating about 220 grams of fat, mostly coming from animal fat, which is cholesterol, as you can see. I used to say all the time in my old videos, this is the business. This is almost 9 years now in a state of ketosis at the age of 49. Yeah! And next year I'll be 50. So what's going on with my cholesterol numbers? Well, my triglycerides improved, my HDLs improved, my CRP improved, and the very low, the VLDLs and the LDL lipoproteins or B tests was never taken. But when you look at your tests and look at your HDL to triglyceride ratio plus your CRP, those are indications of inflammation in the body. But the thing that's quite precarious and very confusing is that there's all different particle sizes. Like you look at a true panel of cholesterol and lipoproteins, you're gonna see a million different numbers. So a lot of you guys are getting scared for the wrong reasons. Doctors general practitioners will check your total cholesterol and it'll be 200 and something, and they'll want to put you on a statin drug, which is very dangerous because that's lowering your cholesterol. And for women, it's deadly. A lot of women die from taking statins because it is so important that we have a percentage of body fat so we can bear children. I'm just saying. And even as lean as I am, I got fat. I got fat in the right places. So here's the deal. And that's another subject about women's body fat getting so low and how dangerous that is. That comes from leaving out your saturated fats because your reproductive hormones are made out of fat. Our cell membranes are made out of fat. Our brain is made out of fat. So when you do a low-fat diet, you're pretty much taking out important building material to fix cells. And so the body has to rob from itself to heal the other part of the body. And that's why you see people who are inflamed and have issues, and people who diet or people who do vegetarian, vegan diets, over time they might have issues with things like cell membrane, lungs, and enough fat for the brain, and of course the fat-soluble vitamins that help heal the body. But I digress. Because it's about your cholesterol. You guys have to understand that cholesterol, right? If you take fat, if you take butter and you drop it on the floor and it's 3 days later, it's going to slide, right? It's sliding. It's not oxidizing like if you were to drop orange juice or soda on the floor. That's going to stick and oxidize. Everything's going to stick to it, including inside your body, right? So that's what basically high levels of blood sugar are unfortunately toxic to the bloodstream. So your body has to release insulin to take that sugar out of the blood and, you know, in theory, put it into the cells for energy to be used and to be burned off. But the problem is that the blood glucose is so high because we wouldn't have the amount of carbohydrates in nature because plants grow cyclically. So 10 weeks out of the year. So other periods or other months or seasons, you wouldn't have the abundance of plant source foods to then get your glucose over 5 grams or 8 grams, which is what the pancreas can handle, up to 8 grams, which is 1 teaspoon, rather than a piece of bread that's 33 grams of carbohydrate, plus the juice, plus fruit, plus candy and sweets and this and that, and your blood sugar starts to spike, and carby foods and, you know, fries and breads and whatever. So it's a very confusing topic, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand it's not fat that makes you fat or fat that gives you a heart attack. If you're eating that butter, it's not going to plaque the arteries, right? There's not an inflammatory response. There's no advanced glycation end product or glycation to the cells, or also with insulin, which can be damaging when too much insulin stacks up into the bloodstream, can be also damaging to cells and mess with your chromosomes and your DNA and make you age and give you inflammation. You guys need to check for your CRP. That's the most important inflammatory marker to check to see what's going on with your cholesterol. You guys need to do tests before you even try keto, because sometimes people come with me, look at my blood test result, which A, I'm not supposed to read legally, but number 2, you've got nothing to compare. So what if your inflammation markers have gone down, your triglycerides have gone down, your good LDL particles have gone up, and your HDL particles have gone up? Then we won't know because we have nothing to compare to. A lot of you guys have issues with stress, night shift jobs, caffeine, alcohol. These are the things that create calcium buildup and stiffen, harden arteries, plus the sugar. That's the problem. Fat is not doing that. Fat does not oxidize and break down the body, damage cells and glycate like sugar molecules do or glucose. So remember, the cholesterol panels, there's so many. It's not just, here's my LDL and my LDL was high. Well, what if it's all the good particles that are high, that they're buoyant, right, in the bloodstream? You don't know. You guys aren't doing an LDL small particle B test. You're not doing all the small particle tests to even know, because most doctors don't order that type of panel unless you've had a heart attack. And we don't want to wait until then. Okay, guys, if you want to learn more, you can go to stephanieperson.com, Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, with quotations, Steph the Business on my Periscope, and that's spelled BIZNESS, and Twitter as well. Stephanie KETOGENIC for my Instagram. Anyway, I'm going to end this little video with saying I'm going to Sweden today. Yay! Who knows when I'll leak this video, if I'm already there or not. But I'm speaking in my own seminar about all things keto or ketotic. I'm going to be tying all the information together. I will probably be doing live streaming broadcasts. You have to go to my website, which is stephanieperson.com, to find out how to watch that broadcast. I am creating a purchase option to watch. I'm starting to capitalize after over 3 years of vlogging, just because, look at this video quality, guys. Not very good. Not good to be doing videos on my tripod with an iPad. It's time to take this to the next level. I need to put more energy into content, explaining to you guys, meeting up with more doctor professionals and explaining how cholesterol works, my data mixed with their data, and we can put it together. I've worked with 3,000 people deep So I've got a lot of information. I've got a lot of cholesterol panels where people have seen an improvement with their cholesterol panels as far as their, like I said, their CRP, their trigs, and their HDL, and their buoyant LDLs. I also have gone through every autoimmune that you can think of, from retinoids to, which has come from stress, to tinnitus, to thyroid, to gut, to leaky, to this, that, third, low T, blah, blah, blah. So it's very interesting to see the results of what keto has done for all these people 3,000 deep. I'm so excited. If you want to support what I'm doing, I will probably have this up very soon. If not, if you see this video and it's not up yet on my site, the option to watch the live broadcast, which, you know, what you get right now is a lot of disjointed information because I'm always on the go. Here, it's going to be a presentation. Yes, this is an amazing 2-hour presentation. So check me out. I also will be adding workouts. I will be creating custom workouts, yes, for those who are trying to do the nutritional side of it, and also the exercise lifestyle change out of it. And there is a methodology on how you actually work out on keto, especially the first stage. And I'm about to peace out. Deuces! I got some energy.